Y'all, this has got to be one of the most ridiculous stories I have ever heard. And that is saying a lot because ridiculous shit happens all the time, okay? Now let's go back into this transgender conversation for a moment. I don't know if you guys have heard this story. Of course, I'm going to play a clip for you because some of y'all need to see this stuff with your own eyes, especially when the story is this ridiculous. It might be hard for some of you to believe. But in California, there is a man, a whole man. He was born a man and he still got all his man parts. And he decided to tell everybody that he is a woman. And his pronouns are her, she, all them pronoun things that they throw around. Well, he decided to commit some crimes. They took him and put him in jail, which is where they put people that commit crimes. And they put him in the women's jail because he claimed he was a woman. Like, I think it's already ridiculous enough that men can just come into the women's bathroom because they say that they're a woman when we can see you clearly got a whole beard, sir. You are a man, and you just put on your grandmother's wig to say that and come in here. So they put him in jail with women just because he says he's a woman. Is it really that easy for you to just decide you want to be a woman or be a man, and then they just put you in a woman's jail? That I have to still spend some time to wrap my head around all of that. Okay. So, of course, you put this man in there. Now, he's supposed to be a woman. Okay. But he gets one of his cellmates pregnant. Okay. Then they transfer him somewhere else and he rapes two of his other cellmates. They put him in cells and he sexually assaults two different women. These women report what he has done to them. Okay. And so now they have decided to put him in a men's prison. Like, you didn't think you should have done that in the beginning? I mean, he still has all his man parts. I mean, I don't agree with none of this, but I can even accept this a little bit if he had a sex change all the way and didn't have his male parts. But he still had everything. And you put him in a woman's jail. What did you think was going to happen? Again, so now they're trying to prosecute this man for the crimes that he committed against these women, which the state is so liable for this. Like, how do you put these women in a cell and then put them in a cell with a man and they're in a women's jail? Like, to me, that is crazy that the state was even allowed to do this and put these women in this position. But again, we know from stories we've heard earlier in this week that when you're in prison and you are locked up, you don't have any rights, and nobody really cares about any rights that you should have. Okay. And so the district attorney is having a hard time prosecuting this man because the definition of rape in California states that you have to be a man to penetrate and commit that act, that a woman actually can't commit the act of sexually assaulting someone in that way. So they are having a hard time prosecuting him because a judge has ruled that you have got to address him as she or her. So the fact that you cannot include the fact, it is a fact that this is a whole man. How do you then, according to the law, prosecute him under the fact of him sexually assaulting these women in this way when the law says you have to be a man to do so? But then also, according to the law, it says that he's not a man, he's a woman. Do y'all see this slippery slope that we go down when we entertain this idiotic stuff? Like, this is the mental disorder that America is embracing. And I don't care how anybody feels that watches this. When you look in the mirror at yourself and you tell yourself, I am a woman, but you are a man. You are a man. Okay. That's called body dysmorphia. That is you seeing yourself in a way that you are not. That is clearly a mental disorder. But then do you see how the door opens for people to play on these laws when that's not really even what they're dealing with? If he is a woman, then why would he go into a place and then do what he did to these women? If you're not a man and you don't want to act as a man, it sure seems that you wanted to be a man when you started sexually assaulting these women. And when you got another inmate pregnant, seems like to me you were conducting yourself as a man. So all of this, I'm a woman, seems like it was a bunch of bullshit to me. So is that really how easy it is, America? This is what we can do? Men can just say that they're women and then you just put them into women prisons? I'm gonna end this the same way that I started this. This is one of the most ridiculous damn things I have heard all week long. And I've heard a lot of ridiculous shit. So with that said, y'all, go ahead and watch this ridiculousness. I'm going to play this clip and I will see y'all on the next video or the next live.
Thank you, Kevin. A controversial court ruling tonight. A convicted criminal who served time at the women's prison in Chowchilla is charged with raping fellow inmates. A Madera County judge says Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns. But the district attorney is pushing back because the 52-year-old Carroll is a biological male, and the decision could impact the pursuit of justice. Court records show Carroll was convicted in Los Angeles County in 1993 for aggravated kidnapping for the purpose of ransom or to commit another crime. Carroll is now serving time in a men's prison as this rape case moves forward.
Action News reporter Brianna Willis spoke with the district attorney about the potential impact of the pronoun ruling.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles, two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021. It allows inmates to be housed with the gender they identify as. The CDCR website points out state law prohibits discrimination based on gender identity.
There's no psychological evaluation that needs to be done. This person doesn't need to be on cross-gender hormones. They don't need to be signed up for transgender surgery. They don't even need a significant psychological evaluation regarding gender confusion. The mere statement is enough.
The CDCR has since relocated Carroll to Salinas Valley State Prison for men. We reached out to CDCR about the case. They sent us a statement about Senate Bill 132, adding that they thoroughly investigate all allegations of sexual abuse, but they do not comment on cases in current litigation. Moreno says Carroll fired the defense attorney handling the case and has chosen to move forward with self-representation in court. Carroll's next court date is set for January 14th. Brianna Willis, ABC 30 Action News.